Okay, good. Let's get into this. So, what do you need to know? Basically, we're going to be going through these statements that are made by police officers that are hired by the SSA to get access to your house as part of their investigation while they're wearing usually two camera systems. Now, some people will put in the comments, how dare I tell you the techniques used by the Social Security CDI Unit investigators to basically get access to your house via a ruse. A ruse is a legal way to get access to your house without a warrant. It's where you invite them in because they are telling you a fibberoo to get you to say, yeah, come on in, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. And then they're inside your house taking video, etc. What you need to know is basically this. We're going to go through statement by statement, by statement, by question that the CDI units will traditionally ask you. I'm going to do specific cases for each one of these later down the line. But I figured it'd be better if I just give you all of them as statements, and then we'll think through and do some basic analysis. I can't go super long on this video, though, because I do have to pop out of this chair in the not too distant future because I have to go drive and pick something up. So one of the things I want you to keep in mind that CDI unit investigators are usually told to stop doing what they're doing and, basically evacuate the area if you start talking about a search warrant, an attorney, are they recording, or, basically they should reach out to the OIG hotline, stuff like that, because of potential fraud issues or potentially putting them on notice that you are then recording them, that you are basically upset with them being there, that you need an attorney to be present throughout this process. Now, remember, at the end of the day, the CDI unit investigators, when it comes to forcing their way into your house, they don't have any authority to do that. They are allowed, unless they have a warrant, then they can. But otherwise, using a ruse, you have to invite them in. Remember, they are, however, police officers that are essentially hired. So if you are doing something illegal, they can arrest you on the spot, whether you come out of the door with something illegal going on or they get access to your house and something illegal is actually occurring. Let's go through these statements real quick. I'm not going to do a mega amount of time on each. We're just going to go zip line right through them. Number one. So imagine this is what a CDI investigator would walk up to your front door, knock on your door, you answer, and this is what they would say to you. Quote, we're investigating identity theft on your social security number. Okay, so why is that important? A, it puts you on defense. B, you're looking for an authority person to go ahead and be working on it to begin with. So you like the idea that the SSA has somebody that's interested. Another thing is where you're going, oh no, I want this to be fixed immediately. What do I do? How can I help? What am I going to give? What kind of information can I give you to help you with this? And that's basically one of the techniques that they use to get into your house. Number two, someone filed a fraudulent, so quote, someone filed a fraudulent disability claim using your name and social security number. Now, bottom line is a lot of the people that they go in and do, this particular quote with, this particular, someone filed a fraudulent disability claim on your name. A lot of those people are already receiving disability benefits. You still have some people who are retired, but basically a lot of them are receiving disability benefits. So what this means is that the person who's on disability benefits automatically is like, hey, what the hell? I'm a victim. The police or the sheriff or the whatever is here to help me. I'm a victim in this. I need to help the police figure out how to fix this situation. Number three, we recovered a stolen laptop with your personal information on it. Now that one's interesting because what they'll do is they won't actually give you any documentation. They won't actually give you a laptop. They'll just be essentially carrying some sort of case. And what they'll do is they'll say, yeah, we got this, because remember, they're not allowed to give you something in writing that essentially is a lie in furtherance of the lie. It's got to be basically where they're just lying to you through their mouth about things going on around, yada, yada, yada. And so what's interesting about this is that they start to integrate props into what they're doing, and they want you to go ahead and identify things and understand, okay, what's potentially do you know anything about it, can you help understand it, yada yada yada. But they're not allowed to create documents that are lies, fake documents, in furtherance of essentially the ruse getting you to allow them into the house. Next one, we're following up on the police report you made about your stolen car, your stolen bike, your stolen purse, your stolen gnome, your stolen fake deer stand. Now, here's why this is important, because they are able to access the NCIC database where basically you file a police report. Somebody walks up to your door and says, yeah, hey, how's it going? I'm here to investigate this, just trying to get some details about it. And in reality, they're there trying to basically get video footage of you walking, your gait, your balance. Are you a fall risk? How's your memory? Do you remember what happened? What did you write? When did you write it? Do you remember how you wrote it? What was going on? Any additional statements you didn't put on the written that might have been in the original recording that you did with the police officer that was there when the thing was stolen? They're gauging your disability capabilities. Okay. Next one, there was a string of burglaries in the neighborhood. We're going door to door to figure out what happened. So this is good because you feel like you're doing a civic duty to help the police out. You feel like you're a victim in your own community. You want to stop that. So you're going to help them out. They're going to say, okay, well, can you tell me, do you have any information about this? Do you have any access to footage that might be on your cameras? Now, look, if you're smart about it, obviously right off the bat, just before you talk to the police, you usually want to say, hey, I usually like to have a lawyer present before talking to the police. But also, bottom line is, I think, cops, they don't have the same thing like they used to back in the day where somebody would have to go into their house, look at their computer, look at the cameras, look at the video footage of us. And now people just go straight to their cell phone. So they don't even have to go into their house to allow you into their house. However, I will say this, back in the day, people would open the door or come outside and then talk to you with the door locked behind them. Nowadays, people open the door a little bit, but they don't usually allow people beyond that certain point, which is a good thing. Next one, your neighbor reported seeing someone trying to break into your house last night. This is incredibly good because people want to feel protected, and helping the police catch this person means that person likely won't come back and try to break into your house. Now, even if there was no person trying to break into your house, they use this as a method to go ahead and increase the likelihood of you being willing to help them so that somebody doesn't try to break into your house again. Next one, we're doing a welfare check because your doctor reported missed appointments. Now, this is especially used when it comes to retirement check fraud and CDI units going out. And what happens is the CDI unit investigator will go to the house. They'll say, hey, we noticed that this person who's retired, who has Medicare, is not using their Medicare to go ahead and go to appointments. They haven't been to appointments for 3 to 4 years. They're in their latter 80s. We're just doing a wellness check. What's actually going on? So this one, it could be used for disability purposes, but it also is likely used for retirement benefits for somebody who's elderly and not getting treatment. As a result of that, basically, they'll ask for you to go ahead and, show you the person. They want to come into your house, see the person, meet the person. Okay, what medications are they on? Are they doing okay? What's going on? Da, 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 da. That's how they get access to your house. Next one, we have a certified letter from the Social Security administration that requires your signature inside it. Okay, so maybe they'll have like some sort of envelope with them, some sort of FedEx or UPS or USPS, whatever envelope. Now, remember, when it comes to this situation, they have to be careful because what they can do is they can have you go ahead and fill out an SSA 795, and you filling that out is not them providing you a document where basically, and this is an important lesson to learn, they're not providing you a fake document with, lies on it that is in furtherance of the lie. They're providing you a neutral, not filled out document that you're filling out, like an SSA 795, a statement of claimant, a statement of recipient of benefits. And so when that happens, they can go ahead and watch you, write out, stand there, talk for 50 minutes, be able to, move your arms around, do all these kinds of things, walk to the mail in your front yard, bring it back, be able to get into your car, all that stuff. Next one, your disability file was compromised in the 2024 SSA data breach, and it was technically December 2023. It was the massive national public data breach where they lost millions, if not billions, of social security. Well, technically it was repeat files. That's how they got it so high and how many were actually released. So bottom line is they'll say to you, hey, can we show you how to pull up your SSA, your myssa.gov account? Can we show you how to basically get access to it so you can change, basically your, contact information, what's going on, etc. And you're like, yeah, sure, that's awesome. Yeah, cool. I'm super amazed at this. This is going to be great. I'm so happy. Da, 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 da. What happens, though, is that they're examining you. They're taking video footage of you. They're watching you as you go ahead and interact with them to see how limited you actually are. Next one. We need to verify your address because your mail is being returned as undeliverable. We need to verify your address. Okay, so this is a good one because all of a sudden now the SSA has to be able to send you mail, and you've got to get that mail to be able to deal with it and go ahead and do stuff with it. So at the end of the day, this is one of those classic things where they're just observing you, watching what you're capable, how long you can stand. Can you communicate freely with others? Is your anxiety limiting your ability to communicate for more than 30 minutes? So on and so forth. Next one, we're investigating a harassment complaint against your landlord/property manager. So at the end of the day, just to be clear, like let's say that there's other people that rent from this person who owns a bunch of houses. The people who rent usually are not big fans of the people who own all the properties because people who own lots of properties, they've set themselves up in life. They're doing okay. And then they just go on to live life and have freedom and be in a good state. Whereas the people who are renting, they're not in a good spot, which is why I don't know why I'm seeing, especially on the left, a lot of magazines, online magazines, newspapers, online newspapers, media, blogs, stuff like that. I don't know why they keep telling people, especially on the left, to rent and don't buy. That is like the as far as intelligence goes for intelligent financial planning for your future, the best thing you can do is invest into a house that you pay off over time if you can't just pay it off, which obviously most can't. And then you have that thing that grows in value and you got to use it the entire time and you can borrow against it. So again, I don't know why, but it almost seems like the people on the left that are in charge of corralling the people on the left have been kind of betraying them a little bit when it comes to the whole renting versus buying thing. Next one. Okay, a package containing your medication was stolen from your porch. Bottom line is we're doing an investigation into stolen or theft related to medications. This is a good one because at the end of the day, they can basically ask you to get your medications, count how many pills are remaining, where you're currently at on your schedule with using them. And this also tells them whether or not you're following your medications as prescribed, or whether or not you're just basically getting prescribed them and not taking them, or getting prescribed them and using them up too fast, or getting prescribed them and then selling them. Next one, we're with the Inspector General investigating COVID, stimulus, relief, fraud. Now, there's been a massive amount of fraud, like an obnoxious, just terrible amount of fraud. So what do you need to know about this? Basically, they're asking about bank accounts. Did you receive extra deposits? What's going on with it? So on and so forth. Next one, your former employer reported possible workers' comp fraud involving you. Puts you on the fence. You feel like, hey, what the hell? I didn't do that. No, blah, blah, blah. Hey, why would somebody say that? So just to be clear, like that is a situation where you're going to be like, no. And then you're going to throw that other employee under the bus. Next one, we're doing random home visits for quality assurance on your in-home caregiver, right? So maybe they know that you have a caregiver from the VA. Maybe you have a caregiver from your Medicaid, Medicare, SSA file, and they can go ahead and say, can you show us when they come, what they do? Can you show us how they help you? Can you show us the process that they go through? All while making observations. By the way, we're only going to 20 of these. We're on 16. So it's going to be a shorter video. Next one, there's a registered sex offender moving into your neighborhood. We need to notify residents. And this is good because basically as a tactic to kind of manipulate your brain is like pure, oh my goodness, I have kids. I'm worried about my kids. What's going on? How could this be? I'm really scared about this. And it creates this pure panic moment where basically at the end of the day, people get freaked out and they're willing to say, oh, no, I don't want that person there. I don't want, so on and so forth. Next one. We're investigating fraudulent handicap placards in this complex where people have them either on their car tag or in their car hanging from the mirror. Can you walk me through, do you have any of those? Which is your vehicle? This gets you to walk out of your house, go to your vehicle. They get to watch you go to your vehicle, point to them. No, I don't have this, so on and so forth. So this is a good one because it gets you to basically usually get out of your house unless you point to your car and say, go check it out. It's over there. But again, remember these people are investigating you. Next one, your bank reported suspicious direct deposit activity on your benefits. So right off the bat, when anybody talks about reporting of benefits or bank transactions of benefits or the payment process of receipt of benefits, people freak out because to not get your benefits for the next month is like horrible. It's like the worst possible thing that could happen. So as a result, this is something where people are going to be like, whoa, I'm receiving them, using them not for, for legal purposes, blah, 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 blah. Next one, we have a check here for back benefits that needs to be explained in person. Can you kind of walk us through why this actually exists? What's actually going on here? And so what happens is, let's say that basically you say, okay, well, can I see the check? And they say, well, we just want to go through some questions real quick as to this check that's been potentially issued. We're trying to understand how much back pay did you already receive? Okay, and when did it say? And it looks like from your file, it says that you were found disabled on this date back to this date. So we just want to make sure you receive the proper amount of back pay benefits / retroactive benefits, because we don't want you receiving too much. We're just doing an investigation into these as they exist. Now, those are 20 of them. I'm going to do another video with another 20, and then another video with another 20. That way you have your brain working in the proper setup. Again, this is for police / sheriff / individuals that have law enforcement badges, usually somewhere under the pillow at night, who approach your house to interact with you. It doesn't always have to be your door. They can approach you while you're in your yard, and they get up to you and they say, hey, one of these quotes, hey, can you tell me about this crime we just saw in the, we had a crime report. We're trying to follow up on the person who did this crime last night in your neighborhood that went up and down the street. What did you notice? What did you see? Did your cameras capture anything? They're trying to make that connection where you trust them. And then at that point, once you have that psychological assessment interaction, once you have that built trust between the two of you, then at that point, you can go ahead and, share information with them, hang out with them, talk with them, schmooze with them, whatever. And they get to basically collect video footage of you doing certain actions. All right. With that said, I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. But please remember, if you need Medicare assistance, give them a call, 339-226-6287. Again, 339-226-6287. I don't do Medicare stuff. I do Social Security disability stuff. I'm America's most subscribed to, clicked on, and viewed Social Security disability attorney. If you need a disability attorney to help you with your SSA benefits, your VA benefits, you can always give me a call during the 9 to 5. Please remember, if you enjoyed this video, head over to Google, type in disability resolution, throw some stars up there on the Google profile. And if you need to catch up with me, but you need a free consultation for just a quick question and you already have benefits, Mondays and Thursdays, I go live for free and answer questions for free. And then, of course, if you need basically one of those wonderful options where essentially you need more time and you're already receiving benefits, you're not looking to file yet, but you have questions, 30-minute or 1-hour private consultation in the bio below. I'll catch you a little bit later. Attorney Walter Hnot, have a wonderful day, and I will see you down the line. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.